Hey guys, in this video, I wanted to share a solution that I implemented on my own MyListing project over at influencewp.com. So what I had was a situation set up like this, where I had my left column was 2/3 and my right column was 1/3. Over here on the left column, I had a bunch of text. Over on the right-hand side, I had some important data like coupon codes and dates, just really more important information that needed to be displayed. The problem is when you go on mobile, you'll see as you shrink the screen, that right-hand side went to the bottom. So when I had a bunch of text up here at the top, and especially on mobile devices, that really important information on the right-hand side was pushed all the way to the bottom. You had to scroll often to see that data, which is not a good experience. So what I needed to do was find a way to, on mobile, reverse the order of these columns, okay? Now, if you go like to the MyListing help desk, you'll see some suggestions, some workarounds, which I think that's really cool that people have workarounds. But the workarounds that people had, in some cases, I do not recommend. You can imagine if you have a bunch of data here, a lot of text over here, and then whatever you have over here. Some people were suggesting, which isn't good, is using CSS to hide certain blocks. So they would say, come in here, and the recommendation was to duplicate each of these blocks and then use CSS to hide certain blocks on mobile. So that gives you the reverse effect that you're going for. But the problem is then if you go and you inspect the page source of the listing, you'll find duplicate data in there. So that's not a good thing. Okay. So I wanted to think of a way that you could do it without creating that duplicate content and without needing to take those extra steps of creating extra blocks in here and overcomplicating it. Okay. So how do we reverse these blocks with just the most simple way, right? So I had created a code snippet here, and I'm going to drop this, and I'll leave this in the description of the video. So I'm just going to copy it, and I'm going to come over to my site and go into WP Codebox. That's how I add all of my CSS to any of my websites. I'm going to call this just hide test. I'm going to apply it to the front and footer. You need to do that when you are dealing with Elementor-based websites. Under the conditions builder, I'm only going to add it to the post type if it's a job. It's called job_listing, which is, in other words, it's a listing. Okay, now I'm going to punch this code in, and I'm going to explain it to you. This is saying that anything, we put a max width of 1200. So this is saying anything under 1200 pixels is we're going to consider that a mobile device. And then we're going to target what we need to target. Took some time to figure that out. We need to display it as flex, and then the flex direction is column. And then I took some time to figure this out too. But what we're saying here is we're saying take the right-hand column, which is designated by this call-md-7. Take that right-hand column, and we're going to place that as order in the second order. We're going to take, sorry, this is the left-hand column. This is column 7. We're going to make that number 2 on mobile devices. In other words, display that last. We're going to take that right-hand column, and we're going to display that first. So let me go ahead and save this. When we inspect the page, let me show you. Sorry, not the source. We just want to inspect. There we go. Inspect. I'm clicking on the wrong things. Inspect. There we go. Okay. So if we look here and we inspect the right-hand column, for example, you will see there we go. See where it says column-MD5? That's the right-hand column. So that is where this is coming from. Okay. And then the left column is 7. All right. So we saved this. Now when we shrink the device, as soon as we hit that breakpoint under 1200 pixels, we should see the columns should reverse. The blocks should reverse. Okay, let's go ahead and set this to, okay, here's our desktop view, and we're going to go ahead and shrink this. And that is still staying put. So let's troubleshoot this together. This right one should be up here, okay? So we are displaying it. Do I have it? Yep, it is enable. We've got that. Oh, I see. So I had a bit of a code issue. That's my fault. It's just a copy and paste issue. There we go. Nope, that's not the right one. I'm missing some code somewhere. Nope, that was right. Nope, that's actually right. Okay, so that is right. Let's go ahead and save this. We may have to do some important declarations. Wouldn't think we should have to. Let's go back to our listing type. Let's go into each of these. Yep, that should be right. Let's go ahead and refresh this. It could be caching. It's probably caching. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. It was just caching. So our code was right. I thought maybe I had a typo in there. But again, I'll put this into the description of the video. We'll go ahead and just make that. WP Codebox also gives you this format option. And it cleans everything up. So we can click that and it's going to give you the exact way that should look. So that's cool. Go ahead and save that. Let's go back to the front end one more time and refresh, clear our cache. All right, let's check this out. So again, we're on desktop. Here's the right-hand column. When we shrink, that right is going to stay on top. Beautiful, just like that. So no crazy workarounds, just clean code to make that work. And now you can get, if you need to do more with this, I see some people asking about how to put things like even in more specific order. You can get pretty complex as you need to get. You could come in here and put specific IDs or classes on these blocks and then use CSS to order them. Okay, so I've kind of given you a head start on how you might want to think about that. But if all you need to do is flip-flop these columns around, that's all you got to do. And one last time, that code will be in the description of the video, and it gives you a head start if you want to do more complex rearranging of blocks. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.